Mulishani Wanse, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tembi Fletcher if it's your first time here, and I make eclectic videos comprising fashion, interior decorating, interior design, and sometimes lifestyle videos. So if that is your jam, please make sure you subscribe. And without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So we are going to continue with the 7 Kitchener style essences, and we're focusing on summer fashion ideas. I've already done the romantic, the natural, I've done the ingenue or the youthful essence. As some of you may know, I've also done the gamine essence and the angelic or ethereal essence. And today we're going to be diving into the balanced essence, the most balanced essence, and that is the classic essence. Personally, I do not possess this essence. I think I might just have maybe like 1 or 2% of this essence, if at all any. And speaking of which, speaking of my essences, nobody asked, but one of my beloved subscribers actually raised a question in my last essence video, and that was the angelic essence video. And she basically pointed out that she thinks that I have ethereal essence. And the funny thing is that while I kept on talking about how I didn't have ethereal essence in the video, but when I was editing it, while I was editing the video, I was looking at all the features of the people who possess it, and I was like, why is it that I can relate so much to them? Like, it wasn't even just so much their looks, but more so even their persona, in a sense, like the characteristics and the qualities of an ethereal. And so that led me to take the test. I took the test from ourfashiongarden.com because that's the blog that I've been using to be able to give examples of these essences. And their test is pretty extensive. So basically, before I took the test, I had assumed that I definitely have romantic essence because I fall under the soft dramatic body type in the Kibbe typing system. And I also assumed that I probably had some dramatic essence as well because of that fact. I am in the dramatic family, but little did I know that that's not always the case. And then I also assumed that I probably had a small percentage of ingenue because I fall under the spring color season or spring seasonal analysis. Yeah, color season basically. And most of the time, women or people who fall under that color season are known to have a youthful essence. And basically that's what I was going by until I took the test, and my results are as follows. 60% of my essence blend goes to romantic, which I was definitely sure of. I was certain of that because I could relate to this essence so much. And then about 20% went to no other than ethereal essence. And the interesting thing, I was kind of shocked, but not really, because it's apparent that a lot of people who fall in the dramatic family, Kibbe dramatic family, end up having ethereal essence. And so yeah, but because I've always been told that my features are striking, I assumed it's because I had some dramatic essence, but that could be from my romantic essence. And then it does say ethereal essence, your features are not necessarily striking, but you look really unique, and your features are usually uncommon. So that could be the air of mystery, I guess. So I don't know, this was pretty exciting. And then of course the final, I think about another 18% went to ingenue, which I was correct about as well. And yeah, so that is my essence blend. So just know that you can have a blend of at least 3. Well, for the most part, the basis is that you're probably going to have 3 essences. Some people have 4, but it's usually 4 or more, but it's usually rare. It's usually that you're going to end up having 3. But anyway, let me get let me get off my soapbox and let me go ahead and straighten this out a little bit so that we're a little bit straight, because I don't like it when it does that. Yeah. And so let's read about the classic essence. So the classic style essence, this is from ourfashiongarden.com as usual, explained. Do you really have it? What is classic essence? The classic essence is the balanced yin and yang essence. This means that nothing is too sharp, too soft, but right in the in-between, so you're perfectly balanced in a sense. A classic is perceived as formal. You're also considered elegant and timeless. You can picture them in different eras in time, and they would fit in effortlessly in many. So you are pretty much the Grace Kellys and Audrey Hepburns of our generation. Well, of our time, basically. And now let's look at the clothing lines. The clothing lines for people with classic essence is everything that is clean, polished, elegant, conservative, with moderate construction. Let's continue. It is influenced by the aristocracy and every element that involves it, from architecture to activities. So when I think of aristocratic type of aesthetics, I would say you give off that old money aesthetic. That aesthetic was made for classics, women or men with classic essence. And so this is something that you can definitely run with if you want to look your best, your very best. And now, what else? Let's look at the characteristics of the classic. It's important to keep in mind that you don't need all of these features to have classic essence. In fact, most of us have more than 3 essences, as I mentioned earlier. So the following information applies to someone who is a pure classic. Still, you might relate to some of the following characteristics. You might have classic, but you have other essences as well. So your physical characteristics are going to be that you will most likely have a classic Kibi body type, which makes so much sense because the classic family, Kibi body type family, is usually really balanced, so nothing really stands out. They're not considered striking like the romantics or dramatics or sometimes even gamines. There is nothing about you that is over the top in a sense. Sorry, those are my kids are playing in the background. I'm sure you're hearing the screams. Nothing crazy is going on. It's just my kids playing. Yeah, and so you just think about balance, think about average, and not in a bad way, but average to where everything is as it should be, I guess. Another thing is you have a moderate vertical line. So you're not going to be perceived as someone who's too tall or too short, or let's just say tall or short. You're pretty much going to be average. You have balanced features. So just like I mentioned, nothing stands out a lot in their faces. You have medium contrast between your skin, eyes, and hair. Wow, it's crazy that everything about this essence is just in the middle. That is really interesting to me. Usually you have great looking posture. So, you sit up straight, nice posture. I need to make sure that I sit up straight as well because it's very easy to slouch when you're sitting on a bed. Another thing is that nothing is too sharp or round in your faces. Your face shape can look rounder or squarish depending on the angle and hair. So this is all about styling. You can give the illusion of having a rounder face. Let's say if your face is more squarish or just a little bit sharper. Once you add maybe like a nice rounder hairstyle, something that maybe has like wavy curls, nice wavy curls, or you have slightly rounder curls, it's going to look a lot more rounder. So that is, we'll talk about that in the near future, hopefully, where we can talk about how to give off your best, how to enhance your best features, basically, or how to balance out your features. Another characteristic is that you can be considered as conventionally attractive. So unlike the naturals, who are unconventionally attractive and who are usually asymmetrical in their features, you definitely give off that Grace Kelly vibe, because she is basically the poster child of the classic Kibbe body family, as well as the Kitchener classics. So if you were to look at her style, the way she carried herself, it just gives off that aristocratic, kind of slightly regal vibe. And now these are some of your personality traits that someone might think you have. You're considered to be clever, genuine, confident, reserved sometimes. You're distinguished, refined, cultured, and discreet. How they're usually perceived, even if they aren't that way. They have a strong presence. They look elegant, absolutely. They give the appearance of being clean. And I think that's mostly because of your style, and even your not just your style of clothing, but usually I've noticed that people who embody the classic essence, like, either they're into stuff like Scandinavian minimalism type of aesthetics or design styles, and they can also do stuff like English style or neo-colonial stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know, it's just my opinion. Anyway, they give the appearance of being clean. I mentioned that. Well, that's an interesting one, because what is considered clean well, I guess something simple and elegant, people think that they look like someone else. I haven't seen too many people with classic essence, but I don't know. I might have to really pay attention and think if I compare them to other people. I don't know. Like, there's some artwork you can see but not touch. That is interesting. Okay, classics. Look at you. The classic style essence dressing lines. You might have classic essence if you look good in moderate fits and lengths, symmetrical clothes, minimalist outfits without looking boring. Yes, absolutely. Polished hair, clean, no makeup looks, timeless outfits, and moderate fabrics. And we're going to end here. And that is going to lead me right into giving you my summer style recommendations. I think classics are the easiest for me to think of in terms of style, because just as mentioned here, you embody minimalism really well. And that's why I was talking about the design style. Minimalism was made for you especially when it comes to clothing, your clothing choices, because you don't have to do too much to look polished. You don't have to go overboard in terms of glamour like the romantics, because for the let's say for instance somebody in the romantic family is going to have to wear something that is bold and glamorous and really romantic in order for them to really shine, and it doesn't look crazy on them. But if a classic were to wear, let's say, over the top earrings and have flowers in their hair, or have the bodycon type of dresses, or just really embody that sensuality, try to embody that sensuality, even if what you were wearing was on the modest side but was still romantic, it would still come off. It would still be a little off on you. And so the beauty for you is just to stick to minimal styles. And one thing, summer, that I think is a staple for summer are slip dresses. And I believe that any body type can pull off a good slip dress, just depending on the cut as well as the finish, like the sheen, the fabric, and stuff like that. You could do silk, that's for sure, because it's quite timeless. Silk is a natural material or a natural fabric, and so it's timeless. It will definitely work with your essence, but it's just going to have to be clean. Something else that I think would really work for you, neutrals have been trending for a while, and when you think about most women in the quiet luxury space or women in the old money type of aesthetic space, they will emphasize that for anyone to look expensive, you need to wear monochromatic clothing for one, and make sure it's neutral. But neutral does not work for too many essences as well as it does for the classics. So you're the essence that I could say anything neutral this summer, be it a neutral linen jumpsuit. You could have neutral linen pants, so black or white or beige, depending on your color season. You could go a little bit warmer when it comes to, or rather you could go warmer if you fall in the warm color seasons, and you could go cooler if you fall in the cooler seasons. But ultimately, if you just keep it monochromatic and neutral, whatever it may be, it could be a sundress, it could be pleated pants, it could be straight cut jeans, it could be a button down shirt or button up shirt, it could be well, for you can do t-shirts as well, but it doesn't really bring out your class as much. Like, it doesn't bring out your elegance too much. So I would say do like camisoles, stuff like that would look a lot better on you than just wearing a plain t-shirt. T-shirts, I personally believe that t-shirts were made for gamines and the natural family, because they're just able to make something as simple as a t-shirt look really edgy and look really high fashion. So let's just give them their flowers. Yeah, so we're talking about quiet luxury. Somebody else that I've been thinking about in the quiet luxury space isn't Nicole Richie's daughter? She's something Richie. And I kept seeing her on YouTube. People had videos of her, how to look expensive like this Richie girl, which I'm sorry that I don't know her name because I don't follow her. But I did look at her aesthetic on the thumbnails, and it's very classic. And that's the direction that you definitely would want to go, so that you can have a really good balance, as well as just have that symmetrical type of look, a regal, elegant, aristocratic type of feel. Another thing is you could also do the scarves in the summertime. Tie the scarf around your head, wear some classic sunglasses, put on your camisole or a nice button down top, something that is just very classic, and maybe wear some high-waisted pants. They could be pleated, they could be straight cut, they could be just look for anything that is a beautiful classic cut is going to look really amazing on you. And you could even wear, I think ballet flats would look great on classics. They're not really my cup of tea, but I think if anyone were to pull them off, it would be a classic. You would look good if, let's say, you wore an outfit like that. And you could also wear basket bag, like carry a classic looking basket bag, so it's nothing that's too extravagant or over the top, but just something in the middle would look amazing on you. Accessories that I think would look amazing on someone with classic essence this summer are pearls. So rather than you doing the raffia or going over the top with jewels like gemstones and stuff like that, pearls are just going to make you look so elegant and are going to make you look like your best selves. So that is something that you can consider investing in this summer. And the good thing about pearls is you don't have to go high end. Even the cheap pearls look like the real thing, so you're good to go. Also, like, I've just done my scarf today because I do have my hair braided and I wanted to look a little bit more presentable. But just having a scarf in your hair like this, a hairstyle like this, and just having simple jewelry on is going to make you look fantastic. So you're actually going to look really elegant and not look underdressed. So that is something else for you to consider. Also, something else that I think really looks really good on classics for some reason are the striped shirts. So those have been trending for a while too. They came back in style, but it's like the classic stripe, black and white. You can even do navy blue and white, but black and white is going to look fantastic on you. So if you want a casual look, wearing that with some jeans and maybe wearing some pointed toe well, they don't even have to be pointed toe. You can just have them more like a round toe. Flapped would look amazing, or you could wear them with some kitten heels. I think that would look really, really good. And even tied in with the scarf like this and some sunglasses, and just have a timeless handbag. That would look really, really fantastic. And yeah, that is it. I don't think I have anything else to share with you. I'm sure I did mention that the old money aesthetic is going to work really well for you, and so I will try to have a few items linked down below for you ladies in case you're interested in shopping around. And that is that. So we've now come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful, and I hope to see you all in the very last one, which is the dramatic essence. I hope you're looking forward to that one as much as I am. So I'll see you all next time. God bless. Bye.